Encountering a puppy that has been abandoned or lost on the street is an emotional and distressing experience. Our response can be crucial not only for the puppy's future but also for our own conscience and sense of responsibility towards animals. If we find a puppy alone on the street, it's important to know how to handle the situation properly, offering the best care and finding the right place for it before things take a turn for the worse. In this article, we will explore the steps you should take if you find a puppy on the street, and how to provide the appropriate care and support until a permanent solution is found for this little creature. 1. Assessing the puppy's condition. The first step when we find a puppy on the street is to assess its condition. Before moving it to a safe place, we need to determine whether the puppy needs immediate medical attention or if it is in relatively good condition. Is it healthy or not? Check if the puppy seems healthy. If it's very weak, has open wounds, or shows signs of serious illness, such as diarrhea or vomiting, it's essential to take it to a vet immediately. How long has it been alone? If the puppy appears very young, it's likely that it has been abandoned or lost from its mother. Very young puppies, under 6 weeks old, need extra care, and they certainly shouldn't be left unattended. Is it anxious or frightened? Puppies found on the street are usually terrified and have not learned to trust people. It's important to try and approach the puppy in a calm manner, without pressuring it. 2. First aid and care. If the puppy seems to be in distress or needs immediate care, there are several steps you can take to help. Water and food. If the puppy appears thirsty or hungry, try offering it some water and appropriate food for puppies. Avoid giving it food meant for adult dogs or human food, as this may not be suitable for its age. Heat, especially if the puppy is very young or the weather is cold, keeping it warm is essential. Place it in a safe space and cover it with a blanket or a piece of clothing to keep it warm. Disinfecting and treating wounds. If there are injuries or wounds, clean them gently with water and clean cotton. If the situation is more serious, don't hesitate to seek veterinary care. 3. Determining ownership or investigating for any threats. If the puppy appears older and seems to have strayed from its home, there may be a chance it's simply lost. In this case, it's a good idea to check for any signs that could help locate its owner. Check for identification or a microchip. Some pet owners place microchips or attach identification tags with their contact details to their pets. If you notice such a tag, immediately contact the number listed or take the puppy to a vet to have it scanned. Conduct a perimeter search. If there is no microchip or identification, conduct a search of the area to see if you can find anyone looking for the puppy. You can also contact local authorities or animal shelters to see if anyone has reported the puppy as missing. 4. Care and sheltering support. Shelters and animal welfare organizations. If the puppy has no owner and you cannot keep it, it's a good idea to reach out to an organization or shelter. These organizations have the experience and resources to provide proper care for the puppy until a permanent solution can be found. Local shelters and organizations, contact the nearest animal shelter or animal welfare organization to inform them about the puppy. These organizations often provide temporary shelter and ensure the puppy receives proper veterinary care. Adoption. If you decide to keep the puppy, make sure to have it checked by a vet and follow the appropriate vaccination and deworming schedules. If you cannot keep the puppy, you can attempt to find a new home for it through adoption organizations or social media. 5. Prevention and proper education for future steps. While finding a puppy on the street can be overwhelming, it's important to think about preventative actions we can take to avoid such situations in the future. Raising awareness about responsible pet ownership and the rights of animals is crucial. Spaying and neutering. Spaying and neutering pets can dramatically reduce uncontrolled breeding and the abandonment of animals on the streets. Education for responsible pet care. Educate yourself and those around you about responsible pet ownership and their needs. Conclusion. Finding a puppy alone on the street is a situation that requires sensitivity, responsibility, and immediate action. From providing first aid to reaching out to shelters and organizations, the choices we make in those first moments can determine the puppy's future. However, what truly matters is showing our humanity and our responsibility towards beings that need our help. With the right care, love, and support, the puppy can find its way to a better life. Whether it's reuniting with its owner, being adopted into a loving home, or being taken in by a responsible shelter, every step we take makes a difference in its life. In the end, this simple act of compassion can lead to a happy ending for a little soul who was lost and alone.